Hey, what's up everyone? Today we are looking at the third wave of the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie figures by Jakks. So I'm a bit disappointed because I thought Agent Stone was in this wave, but I was told he was only in their smaller line. They didn't make a 5-inch figure of him. They've only just threw him into the 2.5-inch form. So in this wave, they only have... Oh, actually, okay. I thought they were going to show the accessories here. But you can see we get re-releases of Sonic and Knuckles. They don't show the accessories, but Sonic came with the Master Emerald, which is the... where did I put it? Okay. It's pretty much the same exact Master Emerald they use for the Super Sonic figure for the second movie. It's the exact same accessory. And then Knuckles comes with like these like fire effect pieces for his hands. I'm sure you can remove them. I don't think they would make a whole new mold for a re-release figure, but that's pretty much the new stuff with, well, yeah, the new stuff really with those figures. And then here we have Gerald Robotnik, which is pretty exciting because Gerald doesn't really have any action figures actually, not just the movie version, but just any Gerald Robotnik, you know, action figure. So this is like his very first one, but no accessories at all with these two. And then here's the back of the packaging. He has 18 points of articulation. Okay, so the first figure we'll be looking at here is Super Shadow. So this figure is beautiful. I know it is just a simple repaint, but man, the paint for the quills is looking really good. Around to the top of the quills, here to the arms, and even to the legs. They came out pretty good. It may be rough in some spots. Like I have it like at least to these back bottom quills right here. The red will tend to bleed to the yellow. And I think I've had that issue with just the standard one right here. But for the most part, it did come out pretty clean on this guy, which I'm happy about. But again, I never really had that many issues with this Shadow figure. I really do like their movie Shadow figure. I didn't do like a top 10 last year, but this guy was definitely up there for sure, and I'm pretty sure he was definitely in a lot of other people's top 10 because this is a really nice figure. It has to be one of the best action figures they made, but also one of the best figures in the $15 price range. I still can't believe they did this for just 15 bucks. It's really nice. I have a black smudge here to the shoes. You can probably see just a little bit right there. Yeah, it's like there. It's not as bad as the one I got here because the red paint was tending to rub onto the black right there. But I just got like a smudge there to the shoes. But everything else doesn't seem too bad. You know, everything else is pretty much the same. Again, just a simple repaint. They both got the same head sculpts, same articulation. Don't need to really go over all of that, but it did come out pretty good. I'm really happy I got this figure. I love Shadow the Hedgehog a lot, so I want to actually compare him just like what I did with Sonic. I'll compare him to the video game version of Shadow, you know, the Super Shadow figure. Now this isn't like the right color though for Shadow because he's not really fully yellow. That's usually like Sonic's thing. Shadows has sort of like a cream, sort of sometimes kind of like a little bit of a gold color to him, at least in like some games I think I would usually see. Maybe it could have been SA2, I think, but yeah, this isn't really like the right color that he would have when he turns super. And then as always, here he is next to the Super Sonic figure from the second wave. These do look pretty nice. Okay, now let's get into Gerald Robotnik. So this one is another great release. Aesthetically, he looks great. Everything's a whole new mold here. I don't believe the legs are reused. They seem a lot thicker than Eggman's, and he is actually a lot larger too. Like he seems a bit more taller too. But he looks great. He's well proportioned. The sculpt is really good. The entire lab coat is a rubber material. You can move it here at the bottom where the cut is at least like on his torso, but of course the arms here is molded plastic, along with the legs and the shoes, of course. He does have peg holes at the bottom of the feet. There's some details there as well. I do want to get a close-up here on the head sculpt because this one also came out pretty good. The sculpt in here for the mustache and then the eyebrows looks pretty clean. There's a bit of like wrinkled details to the face to like show off the age here. And I also wanted to show off the the Eggman figure right here to see the difference with Jim Carrey, since he's supposed to look a little bit older here as Gerald Robotnik. But I don't know, man. In my opinion, I still think they did a really nice job. Like, just by capturing the head scan of Jim Carrey onto the figure form right here. I really think they did a really good job. I do want to show this off right here because he actually does have his badge that you can see. It says Dr. Gerald Robotnik, at least here, under the profile right there. Now, for the articulation, so the head, it is on a ball peg, but because the head's sitting pretty low, you're not really going to get any movement for him to go up or down. So he won't look up or down, no pivoting really, just your standard rotation. For the shoulders, so he doesn't have butterfly joints as the Eggman figure does. It's just a peg connecting to the torso. You can have the arm go about horizontal though. Of course, they do move back and forth. We actually get a rotation here. We are single jointed with the elbows. There's a ball hinge. They go about 90, and there's also a rotation. Oh, I didn't even realize he had a watch right here. Huh, that's neat. Wrists, they do swivel, and then there's a hinge as well. For the torso, so there's like a ball peg going on here. You are gonna have him like move around. You're gonna be using the hips though. He can go back about here, which isn't too bad. He can't really go too far forward though. That's as much as you're getting, and not really much else to go side to side. But you are going to be able to rotate because there's a waist twist right there. Now for the hips, you actually can get full on splits because they are on ball pegs. So full on splits. Now kicking forward, at first I thought the coat was going to be in the way, but it does seem like that is really how much he can kick forward. I think if they cut a little bit of the plastic here, he would have been able to kick a lot more forward, because there's still a lot of space here for him to kick forward, but they just needed to cut a lot more plastic with the crotch piece, because it looks like it just stops like just right there really. But it's not too bad. He can kick back a lot better though. He will kick out to the side, and there is a thigh cut too, and we are single jointed with the knees. You get that much range, and there's a rotation. And then for the ankles, you actually do get a rotation there. You get a hinge. They go they're on a ball hinge, so they go far back about here. They go pretty much to where it's going to hit the pants cuff, and then go far forward about there. And then we do have an ankle rocker. Now, for comparison, here is how he looks next to Dr. Eggman. And like I mentioned, he is a whole lot bigger here. Even his gut, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that. He does have a big gut, which, he does have. And they did do a really good job here with the scaling here. Like, I like the size they did for Gerald next to Eggman right here. But they do look pretty nice next to each other. Like, I really, really am liking this so far. Obviously, if you wanted to throw in your 5-inch figures like Shadow, he wouldn't really be this tall. So yeah, it's gonna be weird. I still like to throw in the 4-inch figures they did for, the second movie, but we don't obviously have a movie Shadow in this scale. So I guess like, you have the 2.5-inch, but I think he just looks too tiny here. I don't know if that would still work. Because yeah, the 2.5-inch just looks a bit too small. But yeah, overall, I mean, there you go right there. I'll just take this out, add Sonic again. Yeah. Now here's one last comparison right here. These are the original 6 characters we've gotten so far in the 5-inch line. I don't think there's going to be another wave. I think this might be the last one. But it is still nice to get a brand new Gerald Robotnik figure. His first ever figure. I know this is the movie version, but it's still really nice to actually get one. Like, this is still really, really cool. Okay, so final thoughts on the Jakks specific Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie Super Shadow and Gerald Robotnik figures. These two are really good for what they are. Shadow is a simple repaint, so I don't need to say too much about that one. But Gerald is outstanding. I love the sculpt on this figure. Pretty good articulation, not bad at all with this one. I think he turned out great like the others, so I'm happy to include him here in the collection. I wish he came with an accessory though. It blows that they didn't give him or Eggman any accessories like a drone or any gadgets that they use in the movie, because I thought it was pretty unique that they did that with the second movie figures. But it does suck that like neither one of them came with any accessories, like at least in the 5-inch line. I think that would have been really cool. So yeah, just not really a whole lot with them in terms of like the accessories department. But let me know, what are your thoughts on these in the comments down below. If you want to pick these up, they are currently available at Target. But as always, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. But until then, take care, my friends.